Good day, children. How are you all today? I hope you've been keeping safe at home and also you've been adhering to the protocols of COVID-19. That is very, very necessary. It is time for science. And on our humans and environment, we are going to talk about climate change. Climate change. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify at least 4 activities that bring about global warming and greenhouse gases. I know you are thinking about the meaning of these big words. I'm talking about global warming and greenhouse gases. You will soon know the meaning of them, so don't worry. Our second objective is for you to understand the concept climate change as a result of greenhouse gases. And our third objective is for you to discover at least 3 effects of climate change in our weather condition. In our previous lesson, we talked about food processing. And what did we say it is? Food processing is the method in which we turn fresh food into food products. And what are some of the methods we talked about? Frying, roasting, baking, boiling, and what have you? I told we have a lot of them, but we discussed just a few. Very good. We also talked about the importance of processing food. What are some of the importance? We said processing food makes food convenient for us to eat. It also makes the food edible. We also said processing the food makes the food stay for a very long time, thereby preserving it. Good. Today we are moving on to another lesson known as climate change. In the course of our lesson, we are going to meet certain vocabularies or terms. So let us understand them better because I'll be using them frequently. You need to understand these terms or vocabularies. We have global warming. Global warming. What does it mean? It is the rise in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere due to the rise in greenhouse gases. Global. Global means the entire world. And warming, we already know, something that is what? Hot. That contains heat. So we say global warming, that means the earth or the world becomes a bit warmer than the usual. This is what we call global warming. Our second term is greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gas. It is a gas which causes a rise in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. Let's take it again. Greenhouse gas is the gas which causes a rise in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. And what are these gases? Examples are carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. You know human beings breathe out carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. And then carbon monoxide is also as a result of burning wood or even the gas that comes out from the aged cars, the fumes. That is what I'm talking about. They are carbon monoxide. Our third keyword or vocabulary is climate. Climate. It is the average atmospheric condition of a place over a long period of time. It is the average atmospheric condition of a place over a long period of time. Cast your mind back to our lesson on the weather. What did we say weather is? We said it is the condition of a place at a particular time. So weather and climate are synonyms. But the difference is that climate happens over a long period, but the weather is just at a particular time. The temperature of a particular place at a particular time, but climate happens over a very long time. Very good. Now, what are some of the activities that cause global warming and greenhouse gases? We said global warming is a what? The rise in the temperature of the earth due to certain gases, and these gases are known as the greenhouse gases. Very good. There are certain activities that we perform that causes these things to rise. What are these activities? Number one, bush burning. Look at the picture very carefully. What is happening in the picture? You can see that a particular forest has been set on fire. That is the bush burning I'm talking about. So bush burning produces smoke. The smoke increases the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So eventually it increases the greenhouse effects. So when we breathe in this gas, we become uncomfortable. And also breathing becomes difficult. So this is one activity that causes global warming and the greenhouse gases. The second activity is throwing rubbish and other sewage into water bodies. You remember we talked about waterborne diseases. This has a link to that. So what will eventually happen to us when we use this water that we have contaminated with rubbish and sewage? We contract waterborne diseases. So water becomes contaminated or polluted when we throw rubbish or allow sewage into them. What will happen to us? In fact, we become sick when we use this contaminated water. Now let's move on to our third human activity that causes global warming and also the greenhouse effect. The third one is the burning of fossil fuel or the fumes from over-aged cars. Look at the pictures very carefully. Picture one, what can you see? What can you see? You can see a burning firewood. This burning firewood releases certain gases. That is what you call the fossil fuel. They bring about the carbon monoxide. And then also the second picture, you can see certain fumes coming up from an overaged car. These cars are not supposed to be used because they are overaged. They cause harm to us. Or the incomplete burning of this fossil fuel, like the petrol or the petrol and gas, produce smoke which pollutes the air, and it's harmful to our health. Our fourth point is cutting or felling of trees. You can see the picture over there. What do you think the people are doing? They are cutting down the trees to use them for whatever they want to use them for. But the rule is that when you cut one tree, we are supposed to replace it by planting a new one. So cutting down trees without planting another increases global warming or the greenhouse effect. So human beings will not get enough fresh air, which is oxygen, to breathe in. Okay, children, we are done with some of the activities that cause global warming and the greenhouse effect. Now let's look at the effect of these activities. What will it bring about? It will definitely change the climate. We said climate is the what? Is the average weather condition of a particular place for a long period of time. So this global warming or greenhouse effect causes a change in the climate. And what does it mean when we say climate change? It is a change in the expected average weather condition over a long period of time. You remember the weather. We were talking about weather. We learned some of the weather conditions. Can you mention them? Cloudy weather, rainy weather, the sunny weather condition, and many others. Yes, these activities causes this climatic conditions to change. So if it is supposed to rain, because we don't have enough trees, the rain doesn't fall. So this brings about a change in the climate. Okay, what are some of the effects of this climatic change? Let's look at some of the effects. So if the climate change, what will happen? It brings about drought. Drought. Look at the picture very carefully. What can you see? You can see the river drying up and the ground looking so dry. That is an example of a drought taking place at a particular place. Drought happens when there is little or no rain at all. So in effect, what will happen? Our plant will start drying up and we wouldn't have enough harvest to feed ourselves. That is one effect of this climate change. Another effect is that there will be an increase in water and airborne diseases. So when we continue contaminating our water bodies, we'll have a lot of these waterborne diseases. So we need to stop doing that. Our third effect is that the greenhouse or the global warming increases. So all these activities increases the global warming and the greenhouse gases, thereby making the climate very, very uncomfortable for us to stay. We have looked at some of the activities that cause climate change. What are these activities? Felling of trees without planting a new one, throwing rubbish into water bodies. What again? Burning of bushes. Okay, and what are the effects of this climate change? We said we have droughts. That means we have little or no rain at all. In effect, what will happen? We'll have famine. We didn't have enough harvest, enough food for us to eat. Water bodies also start drying up. Also, the greenhouse increases. Alright children, anytime you go out with your parents, be observant and look out for these activities that we've talked about. Try and list some of them until I come your way another time. Bye-bye.